Hey everyone, this is Amy, and today we're getting messages from your higher self directly to you. I wanted to make this video because I feel like sometimes we're going through things where we're just feeling uncertain. We forget sometimes who we are and what we're here to do. And I'm hoping that this video can bring a sense of clarity, a sense of safety as we're dealing with our life situations. So I'm going to be open to whatever messages come through here. I do want to remind you this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. And for private readings, you can message me on Instagram. Also, all the decks that I use in this video are going to be linked in the description box down below. We have 3 groups here today. We have group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. What I want you to do is choose one of these groups based on your intuition. If you need more time, you can pause the video or you can scroll down to a description box where the timestamps will be there so you can jump straight to your reading. So without further ado, let's get into group number 1. So if you chose group number 1, this is going to be your reading. So this card over here is going to represent your higher self. So let's take a look at what you got. So we have 9 of Wands in the reverse. I feel that your higher self right now is really desiring like an expansion. I feel you guys are people that you tend to sort of have these boundaries set, or you tend to hold yourself back in ways. I feel you have experienced a lot in the past. There is a lot of fear here that I'm picking up here. This could be fear of vulnerability, fear of letting people in. This could be fear of stepping out of your comfort zone, but I'm seeing like there's a lot of holding back here. And your higher self right now is really desiring or craving this sort of, I'm almost seeing like a wall here that is being broken. You know, the wrecking ball, I guess it's called. I heard the song, Miley Cyrus song, The Wrecking Ball, right? That's what I'm seeing here. So it's like breaking the wall that you've built around yourself, and it's desiring more growth. It's desiring more experience. Your higher self, it feels like it's like it desires something, but it's not really getting it. And there is this sense of dryness that I'm picking up here when it comes to your life. So ask yourself, where are you holding yourself back? Where are you limiting yourself in a way? And I feel that your higher self is really wanting to express more, really wanting to be more. So there's a lot of desire here, but I feel that it's not really being fulfilled to the most at this time in your life. So that's what I'm picking up here. There's a lot of passion here as well. Your higher self is wanting to create, wanting to express, wanting to be passionate. So you guys got to work on that here. But I want to select some runes for you guys first and see what your higher self wants you to know. Wow, you guys. Your higher self wants you to know the blessings that are currently around you. I feel that there is a connection here that is a very beautiful blessing in your life. I'm seeing that you're heading towards a lot of growth. Your higher self wants you to know that your life is about to transform into something really, really magical. I am seeing, again, there is some sort of connection here that is a blessing. I'm going to put these cards over here so they stay focused. Okay, so there is a connection in your life that is a blessing. I'm also seeing that your finances are about to start increasing, and you're going to have a lot of options to expand your life. I'm seeing a lot of growth coming in, a lot of opportunities to take a lot of action, go after things that you want. And I feel like this is where your higher self is really wanting you to not hold yourself back, not limit yourself, because there is so much potential. So you can work on deepening certain connections in your life and transform these connections into something so beautiful, so stable. And when it comes to your career life, I feel there are opportunities coming in here where you can really like build something solid for yourself. But in order for all of this to happen, you really have to have the courage, and you really have to push yourself out of your comfort zone. And I feel like this is a bit of a challenge here, because either you tend to let your thoughts get in the way, or again, I was picking up that fear here that seems to be holding you back in a way. And your higher self is saying it's very important that you prepare yourself now, because these opportunities that are in your life, it's going to take your courage, it's going to take action from your end to actually bring these opportunities to fruition. And if you're not able to put in the action, if you're not able to be that courageous soul to sort of step forward, I feel that these opportunities won't be able to actually like expand in the most beautiful way. So your higher self right now is really desiring expansion, as I keep saying. So just work on sort of slowly by slowly, a step at a time, trying to break these walls down and be more vulnerable, express yourself more, take more risks. And I'm seeing here like you have so much power to create the life that you desire. You can create so much magic and so much abundance around you, but in order for that to happen, you really have to take the lead here. And your higher self really wants you to know that like you can make anything happen, but first you have to face those certain fears. You have to step out of your comfort zone in some sense for this to actually happen. But let's see what else your higher self wants you to know. Okay, group number one's higher self. Messages from group number one's higher self, Spirit. Ace of Pentacles. Look at this door that is opening up for you guys. Ace of Pentacles. There is a brand new beginning here to create a much solid, a much safer, a much healthier life for yourself. And your higher self is really wanting you to walk through this door with full confidence. You see, I was telling you, right? I feel like the Nine of Wands here talks about like someone that has walled themselves up in a way, and the Ace of Pentacles talks about opening the door. So it's your higher self is really wanting you to open the door that you sort of, for some of you, this is like literally, maybe you've been staying home a lot, maybe you've been sort of isolated yourself. Like if this is for a good reason, like that's not what I'm talking about. Like if you've sort of isolated yourself out of fear or out of just like maybe you're not connecting as well with people around you, this is why your higher self is really wanting you to put yourself out there again. Get out of your comfort zone. Allow yourself to connect with people. Allow yourself to work on the projects that you're passionate about, okay? And it's like this opportunity is there, but you have to be the one to go there, open the door, and actually accept this opportunity. There is a lot of abundance waiting for you to sort of just take, but I feel like because you're sort of limiting yourself, you're not even realizing that you can have this abundance, you can have this kind of love in your life, and your higher self is really wanting you to go out there and take it. Okay, we have the Orchard in the reverse. Again, this is talking about like the fear of the unknown. This is a card that only comes out in this deck. The Orchard, it talks about like this beauty, like someone comes across here, this orchard, right? And they see like so much fruit, so much abundance, and they're wanting it, but they don't, it doesn't belong to them, or that's what they feel. Like if they take it, they could get caught, or maybe if they take it, like nothing is going to happen and they'll just be able to enjoy it. Since it's in the reverse, I'm seeing like your thoughts are really like making you think like you cannot even take this risk. I feel like you're holding yourself back from really like being authentic and not putting yourself out there, not willing to take any sort of risk. And Spirit is, or your higher self is really wanting you to take the risk, okay? And or otherwise you won't ever know what it could have been. You know, for some of you this could be a very specific message. Maybe you're wanting to create your own business, or you're wanting to pursue a certain career or person, and you're holding yourself back because you're afraid that this person doesn't feel the same, or this career is just not going to work out. And your higher self wants you to know that if you don't try it, you won't know. So you have to be willing to take certain risks in your life to actually see what it could become, you know? Okay, let's see what else we have here. Sorry about the siren in the background. Oh, okay, so we have two cards coming out. So we have Four of Cups, Four of Chalices, and then we also have the Knight of Pentacles. Your higher self is also advising you to think a bit more practically here. I feel like when it comes to your emotions, there's a lot of healing that needs to be done. And your higher self is saying that the opportunities that are around you, these opportunities, if you don't take action, won't be there for long. So whatever you have to do to actually work on these opportunities or work on these connections, make sure you're doing it, even if it means thinking practically or thinking sometimes people think it's wrong to sort of, like when it comes to connections, let's say you're not feeling it, like you're not wanting or feeling like you want to hang out because you just feel like you have to focus on your healing. That makes sense. But if you've been focusing on your healing for weeks and weeks and not not spending time sort of connecting with those you love, those connections are going to become very distant. So sometimes you do have to bring the practicality into those connections and actually be like, you know what, I know I'm not feeling it, I know I haven't been feeling it for weeks, but I do have to go out, I do have to connect with these people. And when you actually do it, sometimes it actually brings you out of that low vibrational energy and actually helps you heal in a much better way. So they're saying your higher self is really wanting you to sort of bring the practicality back into your love life as well, and not just stay sunk in your emotions for too long. Four of Cups is also saying you might be feeling a little bit bored. You might be feeling like the opportunities that are around you aren't what you want, and your higher self wants you to know that they can be what you want if you put in the effort. So this could mean, like, let's say you're wanting like Prince Charming, or you're wanting, I don't know, like you're wanting someone to like be the one for you. They're saying that actually how it works in the practical sense is, first you connect with the person. They're not gonna be like actually like be the one on the first day you meet. So you have to put the effort in the connection, or you have to put the effort in the career to get it to the point that it becomes the one for you, or it becomes the career that you're meant to do. So effort is very much needed here when it comes to your life. And in order for that to happen, again, you have to open the door here, and you have to actually walk through and be willing to put in the effort if you want it to return to you as well. Okay, I feel like there is this fear here when it comes to like doing something you haven't done before, or taking some sort of risk. There is this fear here that if I actually do it, it's like not gonna work, or it's gonna be a wasted time. Like, what are you doing right now? Like, if you're not taking any action, if you're just sitting there and just like waiting for the perfect opportunity to come your way and missing out on all the other opportunities that the universe has sent for you, you are doing exactly what you're afraid of. You're wasting your time. So you could be actually using that time to invest in the opportunities that are present in your life and actually see if they can become something that you have been desiring. I hope that makes sense. Your higher self is really like, I don't know, the energy I'm picking up here from your higher self is like that strict teacher. It's very interesting, like a strict teacher that wants your best and isn't afraid to sort of like, you know, be harsh on you a little bit so you can get on the right track. Because I feel like you guys are really holding yourself back here in some sense when it comes to a certain area of your life. For some, it's a relationship. For others, it's a career. For some of you, it's both, like your entire life overall. But let's see what else we have here. What does group number one's higher self want them to know, Spirit? Okay, so we have King of Swords and we have the Fool. Look at this. I was talking about taking risks, right? The Fool is all about taking risks. King of Swords, they're saying it's important that you're getting out of your head and being very clear with who you are and the kind of life you want to create for yourself. The Fool here talks about a brand new beginning. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Fool. You guys are heading towards so much abundance, so much prosperity, so much success, so much love. And the first step you gotta do, you gotta get out of your comfort zone. You gotta break down the wall here. Your higher self wants you to know that it's important that you're connecting with your inner child here. I feel you've had certain experiences and you've forgotten who you are. I'm seeing with the King of Swords here, you guys as children, you were people that were very, very ambitious. You were people that you saw life a certain way, and it feels very like mature. Maybe you guys were mature children, or the way you thought about life was a very, very mature. It's like maybe you thought everything was possible, but a lot of kids do feel that everything is possible. And I feel like this is the energy that you need to be sort of embracing right now. You need to be connecting back to your inner child. You need to be sort of connecting back to that optimistic, that open, free, spirited energy, and actually just put yourself out there, you know. A lot of fear, you guys. I'm picking up on a lot of fear. King of Swords, I'm also picking up this energy here. You guys are very smart. So I was talking about connecting back to that practical side, right? So you are, again, your higher self is really wanting you to think logically when it comes to your life situations, and make sure you're keeping that balance between your mind and heart. Because I feel like right now your heart might be really like your emotions, I was saying sunk, right? Sinking in your feelings. I feel like your emotions are really overpowering you. So your higher self is really wanting you to find that middle ground, find that balance with your thoughts and your emotions. And I feel like that way you'll be able to see a clear path forward. Very interesting. I'm gonna get some oracle cards for you guys now. Higher self, Spirit, group number one's higher self. Inward revolution. You guys need to be going through, I feel some of you have been going through this inner transformation, But I feel like for some of you, you've been stuck in it. Like, you're not realizing that you're meant to be going through it and making your way out. You've just been sort of sitting in this transformation and not making the progress that you're supposed to be making. I feel that there is something shifting within you. And again, your higher self really wants you to know that the next step you got to do in order for this transformation to fully happen is break down the wall. Now, again, I'm not sure where this wall is. For some, this has to do with emotions. For others, this has to do with like self-limiting beliefs, or you're not allowing yourself to fully put yourself out there when it comes to your career life or life experiences in general. And your higher self is really wanting you to take the risk, put yourself out there, because with this inward revolution, I'm seeing like almost like your inward, like your insides are meant to be shifting in a major way, and you're being prepared to become a kind of person where you are courageous, where you sort of know how to get the most out of any situation that comes your way. So I feel like this is something that you are learning right now, but for a lot of you, I do feel that you're not allowing yourself to fully move through this transformation because you've really sort of gotten stuck in a certain mindset or a certain kind of emotional state. So if you have been staying a lot at home, do sort of push yourself to go out more. If you have been thinking a certain way or just being very much in your emotions, try to get back in your headspace and try to think more practical, and you will be able to see a clearer path forward. Let's see what advice your higher self have for you. Advice for group number 1 from their higher self. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? What was I saying? You guys are putting yourself in a box. You guys are creating this wall around yourself and not allowing yourself to be you, not allowing yourself to express yourself, not allowing yourself to live in that expansive way. And your higher self is really desiring that. And I feel like until you fulfill this higher self's desire, until you fulfill your own desire, there's always going to be this feeling of discontentment here that you're going to be experiencing. So your higher self is really wanting you to sort of reflect on this question. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Where are you holding yourself back? The kind of experiences you want to have in life, what role are you playing to actually get to those experiences? Because I feel like you might be desiring something major, something beautiful, but you're not actually willing to go out there and get it. So reflect on this question, and I feel you have certain realizations that are going to allow you to move forward in life. Very interesting, but that's all I'm getting here, you guys. I hope it resonated, and if it did, please give this video a like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video. So if you chose group number 2, this is going to be a reading. So we are getting messages from your higher self. I do want to remind you this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. And for private readings, you can message me on Instagram. So this card over here is going to talk about your higher self, the energy your higher self is currently in a way. So the card you got is 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. The first message I'm picking up very strongly is your higher self is wanting to get out of repetition. Now, this could mean that perhaps you're doing a job that you're not fully satisfied in, and you keep going and you're working and you keep coming back and going again, working. So your higher self is wanting some sort of break or wanting you to cut this repetition out altogether. Now, this doesn't mean like you leave your job. It could mean that you could change up your schedule if that's possible, or you could take a mini vacation. And for some, if this is like a pattern you've been repeating in life, where you keep attracting the same kind of romantic partners and you keep replaying the same sort of romantic connections, or this could be something else in your life as well, but I feel like there is something here that you've been repeating over and over and over again, and your higher self is saying it's enough. It's time to break out of it. It's time to get out of it, because there is a lot more that you could be doing, a lot more that you could be experiencing. You could be having a lot more freedom in your life. But I feel like whatever this is, for some reason, your mind has become very comfortable in it, or your mind has become very used to this repetition. So even if your heart is not feeling fulfilled, your mind doesn't seem to like feel that connected to your heart. So it's not like allowing you to follow your heart's desire and actually make a change. So it's important that you're focusing on what this is, whatever repetition that you've been sort of going through or going over again and again, and finding a way to make a change or get yourself out of it altogether. So this is the first message I'm picking up from your higher self. What I want to do now is I want to select some runes for you guys and see what other messages your higher self has for you. Group number 2 is higher self. Okay. Is this rune meant to be reversed? Okay. It's the same message I'm picking up on either side. Well, let's see. So these are the runes you got. Okay. So you guys, I'm gonna put this deck over here so it doesn't go out of focus. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. So what I'm picking up here, you guys, I feel that there is a lot of happiness, a lot of success, and a lot of prosperity for some of you. For actually a lot of you, this does have something to do with your career life. And your higher self is saying, like, you could be doing so much. You could be standing up for yourself in some sense. You could be really be in this confident, like, I know who I am sort of energy and actually make this change. But because you're not doing it, you're holding yourself back from a lot of expansion. You're holding yourself back from a lot of success as well. So if you've been desiring like a promotion, or if you've been desiring a career change, or to make some sort of adjustments, or to put yourself out there in some way when it comes to your abundance, your higher self is really wanting you to go for it and not hold yourself back. Because I feel like you guys are people, like, you want to stand up for yourself, you want to actually follow your heart's desire, but it's like that spark, you're not able to find that spark within yourself anymore. And if that is the case, a spirit, your higher self is really wanting you to look at the bigger picture, the vision you have for yourself, the vision you have for the life you want to create for yourself. Focus on that vision and you're going to find that spark back. I feel like you haven't looked at the bigger picture in a long time. Maybe you've been watching too closely to the life you were living right now. Maybe you're watching, or you focus too closely on the work you are doing, or the cycle you keep repeating, and your higher self is saying, take a step back. Is this what you want to be doing 10 years from now, or 5 years from now, or even a year from now? Whatever this is related to, you guys, your higher self is wanting you to find yourself, wanting you to take the action that is authentic to who you are and the kind of life you want to be living. I'm seeing that the moment you take this action, it doesn't even matter like if the change happens as quickly. I feel like the moment you take the action, the moment you are you and you stand up for yourself, I'm seeing like you're gonna feel this sense of freedom and happiness right away. And then the change, even if it takes like a couple of days for the change to happen, like you're still gonna be in this high vibrational energy. And I feel like whatever this repetition is that you've been in, whether it's a relationship or a career or whatever it is, I feel this has been really like dimming your light in a way and holding yourself back. So take the first step forward. Be willing to make those changes, and I feel like these changes are what's going to actually lead you toward that ultimate fulfillment. Very interesting. Let's see what else we have here. Messages from group number 2's higher self spirit. You guys made love music, because I'm hearing a lot of like tunes here. Very interesting. Group number 2's higher self. Ooh. Okay, Page of Wands. Oh my god, you guys are so creative. You guys are so passionate. I feel like your higher self is really wanting you to, this is a very playful energy. I feel like you guys have this inner child within you. I feel like you're wanting fun, you're wanting to play, and I feel like you've been too stuck in like the practical 3D world. Maybe you've been too stuck in the illusion of this world, and your higher self is saying it's time to connect back to the inner child. It's time to play, it's time to create, it's time to just have fun. And your higher self is really craving that. Like maybe you guys have been working so much that you've forgotten to take care of yourself. You've forgotten to sort of incorporate the fun into your life, and your higher self is saying, please take a break, have fun. Okay, if you've been wanting to create something, if you've been wanting to express something, if you've been so focused on career that you've forgotten about like love or friendships, your higher self is saying it's time to sort of focus on that area as well and try to bring that balance back into your life. Page of Wands, I'm seeing that spark that I was talking about, right? I feel like that spark is still within you. You just haven't been focusing on it, and your higher self is wanting you to focus on that spark. And as you focus on it, that light that spark has is going to grow more and more, and it's going to fill you up, and you're going to be in such a high vibration that you'll be able to actually head toward the life that you want so quickly, you guys. Oh my god, you guys are so, I feel like you guys are people that you know how to have fun. Like even if you're just by yourself, you know how to have fun. And I feel like a lot of people want to be around you and your energy, but recently you've been sort of in this energy, like you haven't even been, like you haven't even had fun. And other people are like, what happened to you? You know, like something has shifted within you guys. And I feel like this repetition, whatever this is that you've been doing or going through, is like a major part of why the fun hasn't been present in your life. Okay. 8 of Swords. Yep, this is the energy I'm picking up here, right? We have number 8 here, and that talks about cycles twice. So again, I feel like you've been sort of stuck in this cycle here, and mentally you felt very imprisoned to it. Maybe your mind is like, you can't get out of this. Like if it's a job, you're like, oh my god, I'm not gonna make money if I take a break. Or if this is a kind of relationship, maybe your mind's like, you can, like this is what you deserve. Like I feel like there's certain like beliefs here that you have, or your mind is sort of making you feel that you can't get out of this repetition. And this Page of Wands, this is like the spark, and this is saying everything is possible in life. Like life has so many opportunities, life has so much to offer us, but if we keep staying stuck in the repetition, yes, it's something we're used to, or we've gotten, like we know now how to handle it, but if we stay stuck in that, we miss out on so many other opportunities, so many other life experiences. And your higher self is really wanting you to sort of break this prison in your mind and like stop thinking for a while and actually just do, like whatever your heart wants, just do, and then deal with the consequences later. I feel like this is something you guys haven't done in a long time, and your higher self is saying it's time to actually just break free and be that child again that makes a mess, or that whatever, you know. So connect with that inner child again, you guys. Your higher self is like almost like it's like frustrated in a way, but is also like wanting to take certain risks that it knows might mess things up. But you know what happens though, right? When we mess things up, we think we're messing it up, but in reality we're making that change that actually sort of brings things back into order. Because when we take a risk, when we follow our heart's desire, even if it doesn't make sense in our mind in that logical way, our heart always leads us toward our life purpose. It always leads us towards things that are very authentic to us. So even if we think we made a mess, like even if we think, oh god, like I just didn't go to work and now I lost the job, like it didn't make sense in my mind, right? We actually end up on the path that's going to lead us toward a much better job that is more authentic. So does that make sense? So even if you feel like you're following your heart's desire and it's creating a mess, it's actually leading us down the right path. We're just not able to see it in the moment. Let's see what else we have here. The Lovers. Yes. This is literally what I was saying. The Lovers is like two things that are aligned. And I feel like in order for you to be aligned with the kind of life you're wanting to live or create for yourself, you do have to get out of this prison that you've created yourself. And oh my god, I didn't even notice. There's like a little person crying over here. Oh my god, you guys. I feel this is your inner child's energy right now. Your inner child wants to play, but you've been sort of holding yourself back. Almost like, oh my god, I'm picking up on such a sad energy. Like, look at this inner child. It's like your thoughts have kind of created this prison around your inner child's energy, and it's not able to play anymore. So you guys need to get out of your head and actually just have fun, dance. I was picking up on a lot of music here. If you haven't listened to music in a while, if you haven't had the dance party that you maybe like to do, or maybe you just want to go for a walk and listen to that peaceful, calming music, do it. I'm telling you guys are meant to be coming into alignment with something that is very like for you. Even with this rune over here, it talks about positivity, happiness, expansion. You guys are meant to be going on that path, but in order for that to happen, you have to break out of this repetition, break out of this cycle that you've been stuck in. Okay, Knight of Chalices. I'm also seeing here that as you're breaking out of your this repetition, breaking out of this cycle with the Knight of Chalices, I'm seeing not just like, let's say this is regarding your career, like you take a break from your career, or you change your career altogether, or you do something, some sort of change. I feel like deep down you sort of know what you can do in this situation. I feel with this Knight of Chalices, like yes, it might be in one area of your life, but then when you make this change, it's going to affect all areas of your life. So you know, when something, let's say our love life isn't doing so well, our energy is so down that we are not able to put our best foot forward in our other areas of our lives as well. I feel like this is a situation that you've sort of been in. Like, so there is one thing that isn't, let's draining your energy, and because of that you haven't been able to focus on other areas of your life as well. And the moment you make this change with this one thing, I feel the other areas of your life are also going to start to flourish. So if this is regarding career, I'm seeing your relationship starting to get a lot better, and then your energy is starting to get a lot better, and so much happiness coming into your life because you made one change in a particular area. So Knight of Chalices, I'm seeing like when you make this change, your higher self wants you to know that the right people, the right opportunities, the right kind of support is going to come in, okay? And again, I'm almost picking up this energy here. You might be afraid that you're going to create a mess if you make this change, but your higher self wants you to know that if you make this change, yes, it's gonna be like this messy energy. It's gonna actually make your inner child want to come out and play. And as you're just trying to get through the messy energy, there is gonna be this sense of freedom there as well. And I'm seeing that as you get yourself out of this stuck energy, you're gonna actually start to get aligned with everything that is for you, everything that you wanted. So there is a lot of freedom that is waiting to come in, and your mind might be like, oh no, it can't happen, or it's gonna go wrong. You know what, sometimes things have to go wrong before they go right, okay? So you gotta keep that in mind. But let's see what else your higher self wants you to know. Okay, look at this, the Moon and the Tower. Wow, you guys, the Tower, this talks about that that destruction of something that wasn't built on solid foundation, something that wasn't the healthiest for us. The Tower and the Moon, your higher self wants you to know certain things are meant to be coming to an end in your life. Certain things have served their purpose, are meant to be released to make room for something better. And your higher self is wanting you to be the one to take action. Your higher self is wanting you to be the one to make this change happen. Because if you're not the one to make this change happen, it's going to happen with divine intervention. And the Tower can be a scary card at times. In this energy, I am picking up on a bit of anxiety here. So I feel like the Tower, they're saying that if you're not the one to make this change, if you're not the one to free your inner child from this prison, the universe is going to do it for you, and it might not happen. It might happen very unexpectedly. So this is why your higher self is saying it's time to make a change. It's time to get yourself out of this situation so you can be on track, so you can be aligned with the right opportunities, the right people, the right kind of energies. The Moon here, I'm seeing like there is a lot of emotions here that are under the surface that you haven't been processing, and your higher self is saying it's very important that you make this change. And I feel like these emotions are meant to be coming up to the surface little by little. But if you're not allowing yourself to feel your emotions, if you're not allowing yourself to pay attention to what you're feeling, I feel this Tower is going to be like a volcano moment where this happens very unexpectedly, and the emotions just sort of come out like a volcano, like all that fire coming up, right? I feel there's gonna be some sort of like meltdown that you might go through if you don't make this change yourself, if it's happened to you. Yes, it's gonna free you, but it's gonna free you in a very abrupt way. And it's important that you're taking your time, but making this change yourself, because divine intervention, yes, it's gonna free you, but it's gonna feel like it was out of your control, and it might feel like a bad thing. But again, either way, it might still feel like a bad thing or like a mess has been created. But it's better that you create the mess rather than have the universe create the mess for you. Does that make sense? So take the power here, because you have the power to make this change. So your higher self is saying, do it, it's okay, we'll deal with the consequences. You're strong enough to deal with the consequences here. But let's see what else we have here. Messages from group number 2's higher self, Spirit. Oh my god. Okay, no, I'm not going to take those. Forgive me, a lot of cards just fell. So group number 2's higher self. Messages from group number 2's higher self, Spirit. Okay. So we have whispers. Yes, I feel like your intuition has been trying to connect with you. Your intuition has been sort of trying to give you signs that it's time. This could also be your dreams. You might be having certain dreams that are a bit weird or very intense, very vivid. But I feel the universe and your intuition has been sort of trying to connect with you for a while now, trying to show you signs that something needs to change. And Spirit is saying it's time for that to happen. It's time for you to finally listen. And when you listen with the star here, I'm seeing you again, you're going to be aligned with what's written in the stars for you, aligned with the destined opportunities. 12 comes down to a 3. It talks about a lot of expansion here as well. You are going to be experiencing a lot of expansion when this change happens, or when you break out of this cycle. So Spirit is saying it's time to listen, okay? It's time to listen to those whispers. It's time to listen to your soul's calling. See where it's calling you to and what it's calling you to do. Let's get advice for you. One last card, Spirit. Group number 2's higher self. What advice does group number 2's higher self have for them? No, wait, postpone, say pause, say no. So yes, this time they're saying, you see the stairs, right? I feel like you've been walking down the stairs, and this talks about the divine intervention. So they're saying, and before you get to the divine intervention, make sure you make the change now, because this is where you're headed. So they're saying get off the staircase and actually just make a change. And when it comes to no, wait, postpone, pause, say no, I feel like this is that fear here that's talking about as well, like the fear of creating the mess, your mind being like, oh no, I can't do this. But they're saying it's time to finally break this cycle. If you have been saying yes to a person, let's say this is about a person that keeps coming back to you and then keeps breaking your heart, say no this time. If you've been going to work and it hasn't been satisfying you, just say no, walk away. Whatever this is, I feel like you're meant to be, you've been saying yes to something. This could be the person, like let's say your friends keep asking you to hang out, but they don't satisfy you and you rather just stay at home or focus on a different kind of friendship. They're saying speak your truth, be authentic, okay? Otherwise, I do feel like your mind, if you let the mind sort of take control, you're going to be heading towards the divine intervention. It's going to feel like this electric, what do you call this lightning, very unexpected, kind of make things happen or break things in a very unexpected way. And so they're saying it's time to sort of be authentic to who you are and say no to things that aren't aligned with you. But that is all I'm getting here for you guys. I hope it resonated, and if it did, please give this video a like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video. So if you chose group number 3, this is going to be a reading. So we are getting messages from your higher self. I do want to remind you this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave the rest. And for private readings, you can message me on Instagram. So this card over here is going to give us the energy of your higher self. So let's see what you got. So we have the Empress, your higher self. There is so much abundance, potential, creativity, expansion that your higher self is currently going through for a lot of you. I feel like you guys have been just being very expressive. I feel you guys are very creative people as well, and there has been so much self-love. A lot of you have been on your self-love journey, so I feel that there's a lot of self-love, a lot of growth you've been experiencing, and your higher self wants you to know that they're very, very proud of you, very proud of the person you've become. You guys are, okay, I'm picking up this energy here, like you guys are the closest to your higher self. It's like some of you might be psychics, or some of you might channel at times without realizing it, but I feel like your higher self is very, like, obviously your higher self is always connected to you, but I feel like you're like, well, how do you say it, like you're embodying, I cannot pronounce the word embody. Okay, you know what I mean, like you're in the energy of your higher self a lot of the time. So you're very connected, you're able to pick up on those strong intuitive feelings, you're able to just like know what's right for you, you're able to sort of, it's like, that's what I'm picking up. Some of you guys might be psychic, so you're just very, very spiritual, very in tune with yourself and with your higher self. Very beautiful energy. What I want to do first is I want to select some runes for you guys and see what messages your higher self has for you, and then we'll get to the rest of the tarot. So group number 3's higher self. Group number 3's higher self messages, Spirit. Wow. You guys are on the right path. Your higher self wants you to know that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You guys have learned that Let me put this over here. Yeah, you guys have learned that life goes in cycles. So I feel you guys have gone through so much growth. You know that if you're having a bad day, the good days are coming too. It's like you've learned the mysteries of the universe. You've learned a lot of how universe works, and as a result, you're able to be a lot more happy and a lot more content with the life you're living. And your higher self wants you to know that right now you're headed towards a lot of growth. You're headed towards a lot of abundance, success, positivity, a lot of love, a lot of your desired outcomes. But it is going to take a little bit more work. I'm seeing that this road for you ahead, this path isn't going to be easy. I feel that I can say this very clearly for you guys, because you guys are able to understand it. Like, you know what I mean when I say it's not going to be easy. Like, it's not all going to be rainbows and sunshines. There are going to be certain like not rocks, that's the word came to my mind. There are going to be certain rocks on the road for you guys, but what I meant was it's going to be a rocky road. So yes, there are going to be really good days ahead for you as you're moving towards your goals and your desired outcome, but then there are going to be certain days where things might be very slow and you might have your doubts. You might not be fully sure that you're on the right path, but Spirit wants you to know, your higher self wants you to know that you are on the right path. Even if there are bad days, even if you're doubting yourself with the work you're doing, even if you're unsure about whether or not this relationship is going to work out, or you're gonna get to the point that you want to get, you will get there. This confirms that for me. With this rune, this is giving me the success energy, sun, positivity, whatever you want, you will get. But don't let the down days make you question it. That is a big message I'm picking up here. You guys are very, very wise, very mature, very old souls. I'm picking that up so strongly, you guys. And this is why I feel like you understand how life works. You understand that the bad days are also part of the journey, and you know how to handle them. So I feel like your higher self is just confirming the fact that you are on the right path and you are going to get to your desired outcome, which is so amazing. But let's see what else your higher self wants you to know. Group number 3, Spirit. Wow, this energy is so different from the other groups. This energy is like you guys are on a spiritual path. You guys are mature, like you're wise. Other groups are mature as well, but your souls are very old, and you guys are here for a very, very significant purpose. It's very beautiful energy. But let's see what else. Group number 3's higher self. What does group number 3's higher self want them to know, Spirit? Okay. What is this? Death? Oh, look at this. Oh my god, you guys. We have the Fool and the Death. Like, isn't this interesting? Look at the rose here. So beautiful. And the Death, like the skeleton is holding it. Wow, I didn't actually see this card before. So the Fool and the Death. You guys have closed some major cycles in your life. I feel you've gone through it. You've gone through so much in this lifetime. And I feel that so much you have worked on releasing as well. It's like there has been a journey here. Like, who you were as a child, you completely forgot, and you became this completely different person. And I feel like you've been on the journey to connecting back to that inner child and coming back to yourself, coming back home to yourself. So I feel like there has been so much change you've been going through, and your higher self wants you to know that you're stepping into a chapter in your life where you're gonna be seeing the rewards coming in. You're like, let's say that you wanted love and you gave your love to people that didn't give you back, and I feel that you were meant to learn certain lessons from these connections, and now all the love you have given to these people, even though you didn't get it back in the past, now in this upcoming chapter that you're entering, it feels like the universe is going to be bringing in all that energy back to you. So they could be sending in someone like into your life that, like, even though you don't give much to this person is gonna like shower you with all the love that you've given to other people in the past. It's like the karma is coming back to you guys. So this is very, very strong, very intense energy. Know that whatever you did in the past, it wasn't for no reason. It didn't go to waste, and I feel that it's all coming back to you in this upcoming chapter. I'm seeing you're gonna be the center of attention here for a lot of you. This could mean, again, like if your love life wasn't going so well in the past, now you're gonna be surrounded by so many options and so many genuine connections, and you're gonna be able to connect with people on that deeper heart-to-heart level because you have done your healing. If this is regarding a career, let's say you put in so much effort in the past, but for some reason it just wasn't paying off. Now you're heading towards a chapter here where it is going to pay off. You are going to start to see so much result. You're going to get like public recognition. You're going to be on the top of the world in a way. And again, I feel like this is not just like the effort that you're putting in this new chapter, but it's also the old effort that you put in old chapters that didn't pay off, that is going to pay off in this upcoming chapter. And again, know you're on the right path, and it's not going to be like a direct happy journey. There are going to be certain days where there's going to be self-doubt, where you're going to be questioning yourself, questioning the life you're living, but you will be able to overcome these days, and you will again achieve everything it is that you deserve. And there's a lot that you guys deserve, a lot of love, a lot of happiness, and you're gonna be getting it, okay? And it's, oh my god, you guys have such, it's like you've done so much healing. Your heart is so like pure and open at this time, which is attracting in so many blessings, and again your desired outcomes, which is amazing. Let's see what else your higher self wants you to know. Six of Chalices. Look at this. I was talking about like, no, I wasn't talking. Was I talking about the inner child? Because I was picking up that energy. I don't know if I mentioned it. But inner child, Six of Chalices. This talks about the Six of Cups here. I feel you are connecting back to who you used to. I think I was mentioning this. Like you're coming back home to yourself. This is what the card is talking about. So you might find that maybe as a child you like to paint and draw, and then as you grew up you forgot all about it, and maybe you just like felt that you weren't good enough or something, and then you put it away. Maybe you're gonna find like this desire again to start painting and drawing again. It's like you're connecting back to who you truly are and who you were always meant to be, but along the journey you forgot that, and now it's like you're realizing and you're finding it again, which is so amazing. Six of Chalices also talks about soul connections. So I'm seeing that in this upcoming chapter, it's like you've dealt with so many karmic partners, karmic connections in the past, and now this upcoming chapter is going to bring in the right genuine soul connections. And your higher self wants you to know that when someone is trying to connect with you in this new cycle that you're starting, allow them, trust them, okay? Like, don't let the fear of those old experiences you had stop yourself from connecting with these newer genuine connections. Your higher self is very, very happy. Your higher self is just so full of joy, because it's like I keep picking up this home energy, because I feel like the right connections, your soul family, like people that want to be there for you and they know how to love you the way you deserve to be loved, are coming in for you guys, okay? And they're coming in because you've gotten home to yourself. Does that make sense? It's like you were at home when you first came here on this planet, like as a child, but as you grew up, you left home, right? And then you started meeting these strange people that didn't know you and didn't know how to love you. And now that you made your journey back home, you're finding that the right people were always there. And it's like they're gonna find you because you're in this energy of home. You're in this energy of authenticity, and these authentic connections are going to find you now, which is so beautiful. Let's see what else we have here. Higher self. Messages from group number 3's higher self spirit. Okay. Oh. So 3 of Chalices. Oh my god, you guys are gonna be surrounded by so much happiness. I was just mentioning soul family here, right? I'm telling you, you guys are gonna be having a lot of fun in this upcoming chapter. I'm seeing the right support coming in for you. If your certain connections in your life haven't been doing so well, I do see a lot of healing that is coming in as well. But I'm sensing a lot of newer connections. But there are certain connections, like a few connections in the past, perhaps that were going through a transformation, and I feel that as this transformation comes to an end with these connections, I just saw 1111 as well as I was talking. So 1111, you're on the right path. But what I was saying was, if there has been certain connections that have been going through certain changes and transformations, I feel the transformations are going to be coming to an end, and there's going to be a lot of healing and a lot of closeness that you're going to experience with these connections as well. Your higher self wants you to know that you need to be paying attention to who makes you feel happy, who makes you feel comfortable in your skin. So let's say you're around certain people in your life and you feel like you can't truly be yourself, or you feel limited in some sense. Your higher self is saying that belongs to the old chapter. Cut it out. That's not, you don't want that vibration in the new chapter. You want the vibration in your new chapter, everything that feels comfortable, everything that makes you feel like you can be yourself and not be judged, because you're coming home. You don't want to bring a stranger to your home, okay? You want connections that where you can be yourself, because when you're at home you can be whoever, like no one cares, right? You need to be like that, in that energy, even when you are going out. And so what I mean by that is like, so make sure you're surrounding yourself with people where you can be yourself. Basically, that's what your higher self wants you to focus on. Very beautiful, very interesting as well. I feel there are certain connections here that don't quite align with you anymore, and your higher self wants you to pay close attention to these people and make sure you're making those adjustments. Okay, let's see what else your higher self wants you to know. Okay, the Tower, as I was mentioning, literally, I feel this is talking about, again, everything that belongs to that old chapter, that low vibrational chapter, the chapter of growth, right? You've done your growth. Like, I'm sure there will be more growth coming in for you guys, but as of now, you've done a lot of growth, and now it's just time for you to enjoy the rewards and enjoy your life. So if there is anything in your life that doesn't align with who you are, doesn't align with your authenticity, with the Tower, allow it to crumble away. Don't try to hold on to it too tightly, because if you try to hold on to I'll give an example of a bad apple, right? Like, if there is even one bad apple in your bunch of apples, it's going to ruin the rest of the apples. So you have to make sure that you take the bad apple and you throw it away, okay? And or else, again, I feel like it might really hinder your progress in a way. So if there's something in your life that doesn't feel quite right, it's not right. Make sure you're removing that out of your life, either that a person, that's something you're doing. Make sure you're removing that and only having the high vibrational energy in your life. Let's get one more card and then we'll take a look at your oracle. So group number 3, messages from their higher self, Spirit. Oh wow, 5 of Pentacles. Yes, so this came as a challenge here for you guys, because it was like this, right? So 5 of Pentacles, I feel that there is one more lesson here you're meant to be learning. Not lesson, I feel like this is the last phase of your healing journey that you need to be going through. You guys have done a lot of healing. Perhaps some of you have abandonment issues. I feel that there has been a lot of healing that you've already done. It almost feels like a challenge or like a test that is coming up here for you guys. Since it's right beside the Tower and the 3 of Cups, this could have something to do with a friendship, or is someone that you're close with or you work close with. Maybe you want this person in your life, but for some reason I feel like this connection or this situation, whatever it is, it's like not aligned with you anymore. This situation, whatever this is, it limits you in a way, or it doesn't allow you to be you in a way. And what's coming up here is like, this needs to crumble. This needs to be removed from your life so you can be fully aligned and on the right path toward attracting the right opportunities, the right connections into your life. But with the 5 of Pentacles here being a challenge, I feel like there are going to be certain emotions that are going to be coming up from the past, but how you deal with these emotions now, your higher self wants you to know, you know how to deal with these emotions now. You've learned those lessons, so you don't need to go through this lesson again. Just because this is crumbling doesn't mean you're left out in the cold. This needs to crumble so you can, because you're never left out in the cold, because 5 of Pentacles talks about someone that doesn't have a home, that is out in the cold. You have a home now. You've gotten home already, okay? So don't let the past fear or past disappointment like bring that low vibrational energy into your present. Something is crumbling, allow it to crumble. You're still home. You're still surrounded by the right people, the right opportunities. So I am seeing some sort of trigger coming up here, but I do feel you guys are strong enough to get over this trigger. Something is leaving, someone is leaving. Know that they didn't belong in your home, okay? And I feel like it's like something deep down you already know, but it might take some time for you to fully like accept it or process it. Let's see what else we have here. So group number 3's higher self. What messages does group number 3's higher self have for some, Spirit? Okay. Grounding. Yes, I feel everything is starting to become a lot more solid for yourself. You have grown roots. You have learned those lessons. You have gone through it, and now look at like this like abundant tree, or not abundant tree, but it's like like expansion, like you've expanded, you know yourself now, you've grown a lot, and now the universe is aligning you like with your heart's desires, aligning you with the right opportunities that are stable. Because I feel in the past you were very shaky within yourself, you didn't quite know yourself, you didn't quite know your own strength. And now that you've realized your own strength, now that you've cleared the karma, now that you've gotten so strong, basically, I feel like because of that, because now you're strong within yourself, the universe is aligning you with connections and opportunities that are going to be solid as well, that are going to be stable, that are going to be grounding, that are going to be in your life for a long time. So I'm seeing a lot of solid opportunities coming in, so not a lot of flakiness. Like the flakiness is going to be crumbling away, like you're just about to release it, and now there's that solid, healthy, happy, safe opportunities that are coming in, opportunities and connections that are coming in for you. And it all started with you. It all started because you chose to find that stability and the happiness within yourself. I'm so proud of you guys. Wow. Let's get advice for you. Last card. Advice for group number 3 from their higher self, Spirit. Advice for group number 3 from their higher self. Okay, Warrior Woman in the reverse. It says, have you answered your deepest calling? You guys have answered your deepest calling. This is why this is in reverse. But you guys, doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, it's just an energy. You guys are warriors. You have such strong souls and you are on the right path. I'm noticing this sort of sword here. So very straight, even with this this rune here, you guys are on the right path. I feel like you know what your calling is. And if you don't, this path that you're on is leading you toward it. So there is a lot of alignment here. It's like you're being aligned now, finally, and you're heading towards a lot of everything you want, basically. But in order for that to actually continue to happen, you have to make sure you're connecting with that strong spirit that you have, and not letting like certain distractions or certain like tower moments where things that aren't aligned are falling away. No, don't let that like deter you off path, basically, because you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. Such strong spirits I'm seeing here. But that is all I got. I hope it resonated, and if it did, please give this video a like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video.